Hello and welcome to another Solana tutorial. This is part 4 of my deep dive series on transfer hooks from token extensions. And today we're finally gonna build that transfer hook that you've all been waiting for, which is one that allows you to implement a fee or transfer sol or do other fun stuff that is somewhat complicated because it will require delegates, but it is possible. So let's get started and implement some real nice transfer hooks. So in the first instance, I want to show you how you can implement a transfer hook that will grab some of the tokens being transferred. So basically we're doing something like the transfer fee just with transfer hooks. So we have more control over the implementation. And we can have more checks whether or not we want to take that fee, because then we can have addresses that are exempt and all sorts of things. But this is going to be complicated because, as we've seen in previous videos, the transfer hook doesn't have any authorities anymore. None of the accounts are writable and none of them are signers. So you can't just do another transfer. This just doesn't work. But there are workarounds and we will have a look at them today. And then in a second instance, we want to do it with a different token, like for instance wrapped sol or pure sol even. So the end goal could be that we have a transfer hook that only allows transfers if an equivalent amount of sol is being transferred to the receiver. Something like that. So this is gonna be the really interesting one. Let's get started. Oh, and by the way, as a prerequisite of this video, for you to understand everything that's happening here, you probably want to watch the previous episode, part 3, which you can find up there. And in order to understand part 3, you probably want to watch part 1. So maybe you want to go through this entire series in sequence, because we are gonna continue where we left off in the last video, which was we had an anchor program that had this transfer hook instruction, which takes the usual source, mint, destination, and authority. And then we also put extra accounts to it. In this case, the system program, a PDA, and the receiver. And in order to do that, we had to define that extra account matters list account and write the correct information there. So if you want to know how that works with the whole TLV account, watch the previous video. Okay, so our objective is we want to transfer tokens of that token that is being transferred to our treasury or whatever. So let's forget about this stuff. I'm gonna move this into a function. So I just rewrote it that the init and the update take the same thing. I have this helper function here. This is what we did previously. We had the system program, our PDA, and another, the receiver. What we will need to do, we want to do a transfer. So we will need the token program. And then we will need some kind of a treasury where we take the fee, treasury PDA. Then we will need other things. But for now, let's just see how far we get with this. Where's the token program? SBL token 2022 ID. There you go. Treasury PDA being, let's say, my treasury. And that I already want to be a token account of that token, which I'll just have to create it once. And I'm not going to do unchecked. I'm going to do a token account. Like here. I'm expecting this PDA to be a token account. And then this is not the system program, but the token program, even the specific one. So I could even be specific, but let's force it to use this specific token program. Good. So with the extra of the token program and the treasury, I might already be able to transfer because I have the source token account and I also have the transfer authority, right? So what we can try is, I'm gonna hard code a fee of 1% or whatever. If you transfer less, that it gets rounded down to 0, then I'm fine with it as well. To do transfer. Before we actually do the transfer, let's see if we can get to that point where we have the correct accounts and everything. So we will need to build and deploy. Then we will need to update the extra metas. Oh, I see. I have a bug still now, because now I'm updating to fewer lamperts. When I now do my update, the account size is less than the account currently is. And then the lamperts difference is negative. Let's only do if the lamperts are smaller, the lamperts we need are smaller than the lamperts we have. Or the other way around. Otherwise, we just update. And we're in Rust, I don't need those. Okay, another build and deploy. And another update extra matters. Still? Did I still do it the wrong way around? Yes, of course I did it the wrong way around. If we need more lamperts than we have, then we need to do this. Classic. Because if we have already more lamperts than we need, then we don't need to do this. Okay, but now, there we go, that's better. So we updated the extra account meta list, and we can also check it now. I think it was called HBB. Yeah, there you go. Now it has 2 extra account metas in there. One being a static one, the token program, not writable, not a signer. And one being one with a seed, my treasury. Nice. If I now call my transfer, and I'm again gonna do this with a CLI, because then it automatically reads that account correctly and I don't need to change stuff. Let's see. Can it transfer? Oh no, it cannot. Program expected this account to be already initialized. Yeah, of course. The program expects a token account for the treasury PDA. So we will need to init the treasury PDA hook program with my treasury. Oh, I should actually, that's actually a good point. The program should have a treasury per mint. Excellent idea. We're gonna leave that in there and add that here as well, that the seeds, the treasury also takes the mint as part of the seeds. So we have 1 treasury per mint, so we can reuse that program for several mints. That would be smart. And then we need to somehow add that information here with seeds. So we have 1 seed, a literal, and then it gets more complicated because we need to now put in also another seed that is the mint. Oh, how would I do that? We can have account data, account key, instruction data. It's not coming from instruction data. Public key of an account from the entire accounts list. The entire accounts list, meaning the accounts list that the token program already gets. So account key with index 1, because index 1, so that's 0, that's 1, is the mint. We will see if that takes the right thing. Rebuild and deploy, update our extra metas, and then do the transfer and see the fail again. Account not initialized. It doesn't tell me the ID of the account, right? Okay, then we'll just guess, or we just do as we would and hope that it works. So treasury PDA, my treasury, and the mint. Let's print it. And then what we want to do is create account instruction, get mint size 4. How do I put the extension arguments in here? Wait, also, I don't need the mint size, I need the token size. I just have the special extension of the transfer hook, and that is in the mint, so that token size, the token account size should not be changed. So let's, I guess it will work if I have no extensions. Rent. Okay, then we have the rent. So space is the account size, lamperts is the required rent. What's the actual account? Well, that's my treasury PDA. Who's paying for it? The captain, always the captain. And what program address do I assign it to? The token 22 program. Token 2022 program address. Oh, wait, I can't do this because I can't sign for this because that's a PDA. That's what you get for creating this as a PDA. Well, same problem as with, creating that extra metas list. Because it's a PDA, I need to create it from the account here. Okay, so I need to make a function for that. Fine. Let's do it from my program then. Initialize treasury. Discriminator 3. Same thing again, just now in Rust. I don't know where the function lives, how to get the correct size. And because we have other things to do, I'm just gonna say 300. It's 100 something, I guess. Or maybe 200. But I'm gonna do 300 bytes, then we're definitely safe. Or is it not gonna work for some other reason? Nah. I can pay for extra. This is too big. But I can't be bothered to do the correct size because I don't know how right now here in Rust. My treasury and the mint and the initialize treasury, which has the signer, the treasury PDA. I need the mint and I need the system program. And I will also then need the token program, because also create the actual token account. So step 1, create the account with those seeds in the treasury. Then I have treasury, perfect. Create that treasury and create account. This should have more. I will need to tell the account who owns it. How do I do that? Why does create account only have from and to? Oh, create account. I also have Lampert space and owner. Let's do Lampert space and owner. I don't know why that's so weirdly named. Wait, no, Lampert space and owner, that's here. Hold on. Ah, that create account. Ah, that's the, okay. So Lampert's account and the owner is gonna be the token program. Create the treasury account. Let's do a log just to see that we got their account created. And then I want to do initialize token account v3, which takes the token program, count the mint, the owner. Okay, I have that. The owner will be... Wait, hold on. That's the good question again. Can the owner be the PDA itself? I guess so. Why not? That's the efficient way to do this. Because I can sign for this owner because it's my PDA. So I don't waste another account. So yeah, let's also make the treasury itself the owner of itself. Why not? I think that's good practice to do it like that. So what am I doing here actually? What does that give me? Hold on, I might have the wrong... This is so complicated. Why are there so many possibilities? Let's try this one. What does that give me? Ah, look, that needs a context now. That's better. Okay, hold on. The CPI context. New with signer, because we'll need to sign for the treasury account again because we want to make it the owner. Wait, do I need to sign with the owner to make it the owner, or can I just do that with... I'm not sure. I can't just set the owner. The program is gonna be the token program. The accounts, and now we can do hopefully initialize on 3 account mint authority. Here it's called authority. So account, mint, and authority is also going to be the treasury, which is a minimum reference. Cannot move out. How did I do this? To account info. Need to say to account info. Ha! Good. So the initialize account 3, if that actually works, I'm not sure. So then we also initialize it as a token account. This is not going to work first try, I'm pretty sure. But let's try. My initialized treasury in reality is not going to look like this. It's going to look more like this. Call to my hook program with discriminator 3. What are my accounts that I need? Signer, treasury PDA, mint system program, token program. Signer, treasury PDA, mint system program, token program. There you go. Let's see. Custom program error 0x1. Oh, I don't have enough sol. I'm a broke bastard. Oh. Well, that's just annoying. Grab some from the receiver. Okay, now. Okay, so let's initialize the treasury. Whoa, that worked? God damn, I'm a pro programmer. Treasury account created. Treasury account initialized as token account. That's the treasury account. Wow, I would not have thought that it's that easy. But yeah, initialized. It has a transfer hook extension. It's a token account. That's the mint. And itself is the owner. The 3PY is the owner of 3PY. Fun. That's what you can do if you use PDAs as token accounts. Theoretically, you could also do it with any other key pair, just that you can't use that key pair for transaction fees anymore. So you would need another fee payer. But it would also work with key pairs. But with PDAs, it's good practice to do it like that. So... Oof. We do have a token account now. Does that mean that I can now do the transfer? Or will it still fail? It will still fail. Cost by account treasury PDA. Account not initialized. Oh damn, that looks like we have different... Ah, that's bad. That is bad. That is bad. Because that's really hard to debug then. Whatever account it's putting here now as the treasury PDA. Wait, hold on. What check is first? That the account is not empty or that the account has the correct seeds? Because I would expect that the seed check would be first. So, and that would mean that the seeds are correctly given then. But if the seeds are correctly given, and I'm sure that it is a token account, it is a token account, then, oh man, what am I doing wrong now? Anchor error, treasury PDA, account not initialized. Maybe it checks that first and then checks the seeds. So let's do, for now, an unchecked account instead of the interface. Then it shouldn't care about this. And I just want to see what the account is. And now it works. So that was my problem. But that just means that it's the wrong account that it puts in here. Because the account that it does put in here is a 5J something, and that obviously does not exist because it's a different account than my 3PY or whatever it was that I initialized as a token account. So I guess my problem now is that this is wrong. The with seeds, a seed literal. Oh, wait. I thought the index might be wrong, but hold on, I have a spelling difference here. Here I spelled it with underline. Wait, here I also spelled it with underline. But here I spelled it with minus. Okay, consistency. How does you do it with minus? Okay, we do it with minus. We do it with minus, everywhere with minus. See, that's what you get for typing instead of copying or having a freaking static variable somewhere. Okay, now it's everywhere with minus, right? Okay, and in my init treasury, we also did it with minus, right? Yes. Okay, so save that, build that, deploy that, update the extra metas on that, and then do the transfer. And now hope that it has the right account. It does, yes, 3PY. Score! I love it. So that means that works now. It does take the mint account if I tell it to take index 1. Index 1 is the mint account. Love it. Perfect. So now I should be able to go back to this and remove that unchecked, build and deploy. And then the transfer should still work. Awesome. Love it. So we have those accounts now, the token program and the treasury PDA. And you might think that we can just do a simple transfer here. Let's just do a simple transfer here. Let's do a transfer CPI context new Lampert's. Oh wait, that's wrong. It's because they're called, hold on. Let's specify it like this. Let's do a transfer checked. I need the instruction. What do I need? Like here in the account, it's gonna be an anchor SPL. Anchor SPL token 2022. There, that's what I want. Context, new. And the accounts, it's gonna be a SPL for checked with the authority being the context accounts transfer authority, because transfer authority has the authority to transfer. Right. It doesn't. Spoiler alert, but we don't know that yet. We pretend that it does. To account info. Then from, and this is the issue, we try to send from the source token account, where the transfer authority is the authority, to our treasury PDA. What else do you need? The mint, because it's a transfer checked. Okay, here, have it. And decimals, well, I'm gonna read that from the mint as well. And amount is gonna be the fee. So transfer the fee to our treasury. If that account doesn't have so much additional tokens, then it's gonna fail anyway. And if it fails, then this fails and I won't allow the transfer in the first place. This is now my updated transfer hook with this transfer checked. Do you think that's gonna work? Well, of course not. And this time I'm sure that it's not gonna work. It's not even gonna not work because I have a bug, but because there's a fundamental issue with this, which we will see in a second. There are actually several issues with that. Okay, so let's try and do the transfer, and we will heavily fail. So far so good. We are transferring, we're taking that much as a fee. That's 1% of the one token. But then we try to transfer to the treasury, that's fine. But then the writable privilege is escalated of the 3HZ, 3HZ being the sender. So there are several issues here. Number one, the source token account is not writable anymore. Number two, the authority is not a signer anymore. So if we were to do this, even if that account was writable, and I can also prove that to you because that's going to be the next step anyway, even if I have a different source token account, it's still not going to work. So currently our problem is the writable privilege of this is escalated. But okay, we can get around that. We just can't transfer from the same token account. We need to have a different token account of the same token. So if this is the ATA, well, we just gotta have another token account. Now, how can we put that into the accounts correctly though? I will have a problem getting any sender key into my list of extra accounts. So we're gonna swap it around. We're gonna take the fee from the associated token account, the ATA, and send from wherever, because the from wherever, I will get that info here. That's what you define when you transfer. So that means you can then only transfer from a non-ATA, but you know, should be fine. So we will need another extra, and in fact, we will need the source ATA as an extra account matter new with external PDA, and the external PDA is now taking the associated token program. So the program index must be to the associated token program, just that I don't have that yet. Shit. So I will need to add that somehow. Fine. Well, let's use the associated token program new with pub key SPL associated token ID should work. It's not a signer, it's not writable. And then we got a count. So hold on. We've got 0. Index 1 we said was the mint. Index 2 is the destination. Index 3 is the owner, the transfer authority. Index 4 is this one. And then we get to what we define here. So this one, index 5, index 6, and then I'm gonna put the associated token program as index 7, so I can say index 7 here. So it takes from that account a PDA with the following seeds, and is signer nope, and is writable yes. And the seeds are gonna be, well, how do you derive a PDA of the associated token program? I think there was just the 3 things of mint, token program, and owner. In which order? Mint, owner, token program, something like that. It's owner, token program, token mint. Owner, token program, token mint. And all of that we will again need as accounts. So like this, seed with an account key, index owner we said was index 4. That's the transfer authority. That's number 1. Number 2 is the program, and the program we said here lives at index 5. Wait, no, index 4, hold on. Index 4 was the extra matters, the owner was 3. Owner was 3, token program is then 5. That's this one here. The mint we said was 1. Okay, do you think that's gonna work? I mean, I would be so highly surprised, but not even but I think it should work. Then also put the source ATA in here. This is amazing. So just testing this for now, and I'll be testing without doing the actual transfer, just to see if I get the correct accounts. Deploy success, update the extra matters. Great, we added some more lamperts, which means the account got bigger. Perfect. And then we try this transfer, which should work because we don't transfer anything. I mean, we don't do additional fee transfer. I disabled that. But let's have a look at that, what accounts it puts in, because it should put in the same token account that it sent from. So if we have a look at that here, that's the 3H set is the source account, and it should put that in. Yeah, it did, look. The 9th account is again the associated token account. And so far we didn't win anything because this account, even though it says it's writable, will still not be writable. We saw that in the last video as well, because it's the same one as this one and the privileges are removed from it. No, I'm not even going to demonstrate that. What I am going to demonstrate is that we can now, though, create a new token account. Let's do a separate one. Token account, SBL token create account for this token. So we're creating this token account. Perfect. Then this token account will be empty. So I got to say, well, I can just do a transfer, or SBL, since I have the mint authority, mint myself 100 tokens into here. Okay. And now I can say SBL token transfer this token. I should have given it a better name. One of them again to the recipient. I need to somehow say from which token account. From sender token. I need to specifically say from this token account. Then I'm sending from this token account to the recipient token account. And now, check this. Yeah, that looks better. I'm sending from the TA, and then also in my CPI, I have the TA, the mint, the receiver, the authority, and so on and so on and so on in the associated token program, even though I don't really need this. I just need this to derive this account. And then I still have this account, which is the associated token from this authority. From the captain. So far so good. And this one should then actually be writable though. This one should be writable because here the privilege did not get removed. So, now we should be able to do this. We just need to put the right accounts. Oh, my program is too big. After the treasury PDA, we added the associated token program, but you can check for it, whatever. Just waste some computes checking that account. I'm not using it. I'm not writing an efficient program. I'm writing a program that works. And then the source ATA, this is the interesting one again. It's gonna be a token account. And I could even assert here that it's a token account for this mint, or the same mint, and that the authority is also the transfer authority. So we have the same owner. And those checks are gonna pass because we know that that's the ATA. So, and now my transfer, I need to change it a bit because now I can't transfer from the source token account, but the source ATA, and the rest should be the same. Now, do you think this is gonna work? And if not, why not? Keep thinking. I already told you earlier. You might have forgotten, but I did already tell you why this is still gonna fail. But we're getting closer. We're not gonna get the writable privilege escalated error anymore. This time, we're gonna get, check this, if we do this transfer again. This time we're gonna get the signer privilege escalated. There you go. As I expected, my captain is not a signer anymore. Even though, if you believe the Explorer, here it is put as a signer. Because on transaction level, it is a signer. But the token program, for security reasons, removes all of the privileges of the first 4 accounts. No writable, no signer for any of them. So you can't just, steal the authority of the captain. So how can we still allow this transfer now? What if the captain is like, yes, please, have the fee. I just want to do the transfer. Well, what can the captain do? The captain can allow the hook to transfer by not being the authority itself, but giving the authority to the program. And actually there are different paths that we can explore here now. One of them would be to have a permanent delegate. That would make things much simpler. If the program itself has a permanent delegate, then it can basically do whatever with any tokens anyway. Then we definitely don't need the authority of the captain anymore. But people don't really enjoy tokens that have a permanent delegate. I mean, unless it's by a trusted authority, whatever. But generally, if you don't really need it, you want to avoid having to use a permanent delegate. But even with a permanent delegate, you would need to have a program PDA or something as the authority anyway. Should I showcase this? Let's see how quickly we can do it with a permanent delegate. So, permanent PDG. Yeah, this one. SBR token create token permanent delegate. Ah, no, I didn't. Once you created it and you didn't set the permanent delegate, you're fucked. Do this again. Another permanent delegate. Let's try to not fuck this up. PDGG. We want the transfer hook. We're gonna use the same program. And we want a permanent delegate. I don't know if that's the right thing. It's not enable permanent delegate. Yeah, enable permanent delegate. So we dash enable permanent delegate for this one. Oh, and we need to say program 2022. There we go. Then we can create this permanent delegate token, which now has a transfer hook and a permanent delegate. And currently the permanent delegate is the captain itself. We will need to change that to the program such that the program has the authority. But what of, like, I can't give the delegate to the hook address because then I would need to sign with the program key pair and the program itself still can't sign. We will need some kind of PDA. So something like another one of these. Delegate. I mean, I could have the treasury PDA as well as the delegate. That would be fine. I could give the delegate to the treasury PDA. I just want to have a separate one so you see that it's a different one. So we're going to do similar to the treasury, just that we're going to say delegate. And here I can have it a static account, just one delegate for the entire program and not one per mint. I think that's fine. I think one per entire program is fine. And again, this account doesn't even need to exist. I just need to sign with it. So it doesn't need to be writable. I just need to be able to sign with it. So I need to put the delegate in here. And then I'm gonna also, instead of having the transfer authority, the captain in that case, I'm gonna do an unchecked account, PDA signer, delegate. I hope I typed it the same as I did down there. Delegate PDA. And then I can use this instead of the transfer authority here, I guess. Let's see. So we gotta build and deploy this. Then we're gonna update the extra matters. Then we need to figure out what the delegate now actually is. Let's just do a transfer. Oh shit, no, I can't do a transfer. I first need to create the I first need to create account for my permanent delegate G thingy token. Then I'll need permanent delegate token account. So I create another one for this token. Okay. Then I can say SBR token mint some of those into there. Then I can say SBR token transfer this token from the permanent delegate token account, one token to, and because the token account doesn't exist yet, it will ask me to fund it. Do that. And now account not found. Yeah, I remember, because the extra account matters depend on the mint. So I'm gonna have to say initialize extra matters again with this as the mint. There we go. Now that account should exist. Can I now transfer? I mean, no, I cannot, but there we go. Why? So, this is really difficult to read because it's not nicely formatted, but the initialize account 3 is successful. Oh, program log mint has permanent delegate, so token in this account may be seized at any time. This is fun that it tells me that. But yeah, then the token account, the ATA is successfully initialized. And then my hook is called, and then I get the anchor error for the treasury PDA. The treasury is not initialized. That's true. We also need to init the treasury also for that token. So init treasury, then the treasury also exists. And now transfer checked, transfer hook called. We're currently transferring. We're taking this as the fee. We're already getting far. We're transferring to this treasury, and then signer privilege escalated. So this guy cannot sign. Wait, why is signer privilege escalated? Cross-program invocation with unauthorized signer or writable account. Oh, I know why. Because we never defined that we sign with a delegate. The transfer checked here, we need to actually say new with signer and give you the signer seeds, which is delegate PDA bump, use that as signer seeds. There you go. That's true. We need to actually, sign with the PDA. So our program signs to the token program when it does the transfer checked, saying, yes, the delegate is a signer. What else is still missing? what did I not do yet? We will see that in a second, but it's still not gonna work, or is it? What's still missing? If I transfer now, I should get a different error. Transfer check, token hook called, transferring to here, consumed that many. See here? Cross-program invocation, re-entrancy not allowed. Oh no, wait. I didn't think of that. Oh no, I made a video on re-entrancy, but you are right. God damn, I can't even do that. Hold on, that sucks though. I can't re-enter. Oh, damn. I completely forgot about that. I can't do a transfer with the same token program because that would re-enter the token program. And we're already in the hook. So not even that I don't have the delegate, but I can't even do a transfer anymore. I mean, we would have gotten into a recursive infinity anyway. I would have to add a check that if I'm transferring to my treasury that it shouldn't do that additional CPI, but it already fails because we can't do cross-program invocation with reentrancy anyway. So damn. Wait, how can I get around that then? I don't think I can get around that. Oh, that's annoying. So basically you're telling me I can't do anything with the token program, like the token 2022 program, because the token 2022 program already called me with CPI. Yeah, that's true. I can't do shit with that program. Damn. So not even with a permanent delegate can I add that fee. Oh, wow. Well, I keep learning. Well, I keep remembering things that I already once learned and forgot about. Well, welcome to Solana development. Things are complicated. It's not that trivial. I really thought I could get this to work, but not even with permanent delegate. Yeah, because the hook can't re-enter the token 2022 program ever. That sucks. Oh man, all that effort for nothing. Well, not for nothing. We need to find a workaround for that. But I guess the only way around that is to use a different token program, like token keg. With token keg it would work, but then I can't use the exact same token. Shit. Well, yeah, now at least you know that you can't do that. Sorry that I promised you in the beginning, we can't do that. It's not that I made wrong promise. It's not like, okay, I did make wrong promises, but only because I didn't know better. Damn it! We keep learning. Okay. Yeah, I guess I will need to use the other token program and also another token. By the way, the next thing that I forgot is to set the permanent delegate to that actual address, the delegate address. I would have also had to set the permanent delegate to this. For now, the captain is still the permanent delegate, but I don't even get there where it checks the signer that it's the correct permanent delegate because I can't call the token program, the token 2022 program anyway. Okay. Well, then I guess we gotta change our objective. If you want a transfer fee, you gotta use the transfer fee extension. Okay, fine. Then let's change plans and use a different token. In fact, let's use Sol directly. Let's take the transfer fee in Sol. Okay, we gotta change this because that ain't working. We can't use the same token program again. But we're already working in the correct direction. We will need something like that anyway. Let's revisit our accounts. We were so close. Well, let's not transfer our mint. Let's transfer rept Sol because we can't transfer Sol directly unless somebody else signs for it. I mean, we could do that as well, that you need a second wallet signing. Then we transfer Sol to our treasury. But the cleaner way is to do it with rept Sol. So let's say rept Sol mint. We hardcode that native mint ID. So let's do rept Sol mint here. I think I need it before I use it to derive other stuff because otherwise if we have, if that depends on that and that depends on that, then it's just not going to work. So to make sure, I'm going to put that at the start. Token program, we then take the other token program, the SBL token program, the token keg. The treasury PDA, we can have the same thing. Well, treasury PDA, I mean, now we're always going to take Sol anyway. Right? So let's put rept Sol there as well. That would be index 5. Then associated token program and then source ATA. So that's the source rept Sol ATA now, which we get from the associated token program with index 3, yeah, that's the authority. Index 5, which is now 6, the token program. And instead of the mint, we take 5, which is the Repsol mint, the source Repsol account, and the delegate we keep the same. So that's our extra accounts now. Here the treasury, I need to say before the token program, you have now the WSOL mint, and this will also have the Repsol as the mint and the transfer authority as the owner. And with that, can then hopefully do the transfer with token interface transfer checked. So it will find the correct program anyway from the token program, which is now, oh, I now allow it to be the token program though. Token interface. Do you think that's okay if I put token interface here and that will understand that it's one of the token programs? We'll have the token program and then I do a transfer checked of token interface with, I mean, I could also do token kek because I know I can't use the token 2022 anyway, but maybe there would be another token program in the future and then this would be the better way to do it. So the source is the source Repsol ATA and the destination is the treasury. Rest stays the same. Oh no, does not. The mint is the Repsol mint. And the authority will be the delegate because again, the transfer authority, so the owner of the original one, won't be a signer anymore. So we will have to use our delegate. Okay, now let's set that up for it to work. Oh wait, the fee has different decimals though now. This one has 9 decimals. Well, Repsol also has 9 decimals. Ah, it's the same. Okay, so we still take 1%, but in Sol from the token. Okay, build. Yeah, it doesn't like that. I'm just gonna call token. Program token, no, not that. What do you need then? Not found in this scope. Well, import it then. Okay, which token are we gonna use? The old one again? The one without the permanent delegate. Update the extras. Okay, updated. And now we need to prep the Repsol stuff. We got a SBL token create account for Repsol. So that's my ATA for Repsol. Then I gonna sync a native token account. Now I can say Solana transfer to this account. I don't know, I put 0.1 Sol there. And then I SBL token sync native this account. Nope, fee pay is required. Why do you need a fee payer now? It's a different account. Wait, how does sync native work? Oh, just sync native. Okay, just sync native, nothing else. Now my Repsol account has 0.1 Sol, perfect. And now I guess that should already work, except I still need to init the treasury. And now I need to initialize the treasury for Repsol. Incorrect program ID, that's true. I shouldn't do this with token 2022. I should do this with token program address. It's a different token program. And then I have invalid account data because guess what? My program, when I initialize the treasury, also expects, nope, those are all interface. Hey, here it says token interface. This should be good though. Anyway, when I actually do the initialize the treasury with the mint, here's my problem. I do token 2022 when I should do token interface. Otherwise it stays the same. Deploy success. Init treasury. No success, still not. Or maybe here it needs the exact size. Okay, let's check SBL token accounts. We have this one. Wait, I need -v. This one, Solana account. This one has how many bytes? 165. Maybe it only works if it has the exact correct size with the old token program. And again, I don't know how that's properly calculated. Like there must be a function, but I couldn't be bothered to find it. Maybe like this, I can init treasury. Yeah, that was the issue. For the old token program, it needs to be exactly the right account size. Otherwise, it doesn't allow it because it does checks on the account size, which token 2022 can't do because of all the extensions. And then the size is different anyway. So treasury account created. Perfect. Now we have the treasury account. Do you think I can just do a transfer now? What happens? No. We cannot because source rept sol account. Program expected this account to be already initialized. Oh, it's again not giving the right account there, I guess. Because I have a initialized rept sol account. There, this is my rept sol account. Just to double check, did I update the extra matters? I think I did. Account not initialized. So the derivation of the rept sol ATA seems to not be correct. Rept sol ATA external PDA 7. Oh yeah, this one changed. This is now 8. I pumped it up one. It's now 8 and 3 stays the same and those I changed. Okay, so that was my issue. I had the wrong number here. Yeah, that's it's a mess. It's a mess, but that's okay. We'll get it to work. Redeploy, update extra matters and transfer. Different error now. Owner doesn't match. Yes. That's good. That's good. Okay, because that's what the permanent delegate would have fixed for us. We could have just set the permanent delegate, but obviously the source rept sol ATA still belongs to the original owner, and with my delegate I can't move tokens. If I set the owner as the delegate, that that doesn't work. But that's exactly why I called it delegate, because we need to delegate to the delegate that the delegation works, So SBL token, there must be something with delegate or authorize. No, authorize is changing that. Approve, that's it. Approve a delegate for a token account. What does that need? Token account, amount, and delegate token account address. So I need to figure out what is my delegate. It's literally delegate without a mint, just hook program delegate 9x. Yeah, we've seen that at some point. That's my delegate. So that's just the delegate PDA of my hook program. I say SBL token approve which token, how many, and here I can say I approve, I don't know, 0.5 or 0. I only have 0.1. I approve 0.01. I'm doing this completely wrong. I'm already tired. So which token account I approve, this knows which mint it is. I don't need to say which mint. How many I want to approve, that's how many. And then who do I want to approve it for? Wait, no, who do I want to approve it for is that guy. But which token account is not that guy? So the token account is not that, it's my spare token accounts. This one, there you go. But now, there we go. Now I've set the delegate on that account. Do we see that in the Explorer as well now? Yep, we see we have a delegate of that much and the token balance is this much. And this much I have delegated to that address. So this address has authority to transfer that much SOL. Perfect. Because now the transfer should work, right? Yes, the transfer works. Look at this. The transfer works. I did send one token from my account to here. That's the token that has the hook. I have still 69 tokens. And 0.01, which I had delegated in this account, was also transferred to the treasury. Now the treasury has 0.01 SOL. And I can't do that again because now I don't have enough authorized tokens. The transfer checked will fail with owner doesn't match. I would again need to approve some more. Maybe I approve the entire 0.1. Then the transfer works. And my treasury would get another 0.01 SOL. And that, dear Solana devs, is how you do a transfer hook that takes fees in SOL. And now it's up to you to change that program however you want. You could now unwrap that SOL. You could send it somewhere else, not the treasury, but maybe the receiver. That's something that I teased in the beginning, that we write a token that behaves like wrapped SOL and sells wrapped SOL around. We could do a wrapped SOL token that also transfers wrapped SOL whenever you transfer. That's that. I mean, that's as complicated as it gets. We will need a delegate, and then we'll need a token account that has the approval that the delegate can take some tokens from there. That's the only way how we can actually, transfer some stuff from within a hook And also important to note, it must be a different token program. It can't be token 2022. It must actually be a different token program, because otherwise we have reentrancy issues, which is something that I didn't think about before, but now we know. So yeah, that's the program. That's how you do it. And I know what you're asking. Can I have the source code? Yes, okay, fine. I will upload the entire source code of this sample program. Maybe it helps. There's also other examples. I think here it actually does a similar thing. I think it's also working with a delegate. I think that's a very similar example that they have here in the developer's guide. But now you also have the video tutorial and all the detailed explanations from my mouth in case that document wasn't enough, or you just prefer video. I mean, I just prefer video. And also my version is more up to date because I'm using the kit and not that old stuff. Yeah, cool. So I hope that was helpful and that you learned some stuff. I certainly learned some stuff, or got reminded that reentrancy really is a pain in the ass, but well, you just gotta deal with it and use a different token program and a different token. Well, but hey, at least we now know what is possible and what is not possible. You gotta try stuff out in order to learn, because there are some things that are just difficult and you might not know how they're done correctly, but they can be done. And then there are the things that just can't be done. And then I can tell you, yo, that just can't be done. There is no way to do this. There is no way that you implement a transfer fee with a transfer hook. At least not directly. So at least not in the same transaction. Actually, thinking of it, there are ways. They're just more complicated and require, additional stuff. Like what you would need to do is first do the transfer of the fee and then do the actual transfer of the token. So basically first you call your program initializing hey, I pay for the fee, and then your program can remember that and allow within the same transaction the transfer. That could work. You just gotta build it differently, but you can't do it within the call of the hook. You can't directly transfer more. That doesn't work. It needs to be in a different instruction before the actual token program call. Yeah, just some brainstorming. See, it means that we're just not done with 4 parts. Token extensions transfer hooks are so complex that I can keep making videos on it. Maybe there will be a part 5. There will certainly be a part 5 because I still didn't do a transfer hook with Pinocchio. I still want to do that. But maybe we also do revisit this example. But we made it. At least we made something that you can productively use. A token that takes transfer fees in Sol seems like something that some people might want. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I can provide you with that solution. And if you're happy as well, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Here's some other videos that you could watch. And I will see you in one of the next ones. Till then, bye bye. I now gotta relax and rest. That was exhausting. But we made it work! At least something. Not what I wanted, but what I wanted doesn't exist.